like, whoa, oh my, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna vomit. Hey friends, welcome to Creative X. My name is Brad Hussey and I'm a web designer. And in this video, I'm gonna give my honest reaction to some of the top web design trends of 2022 so far. I know that we're like in spring and there's still a lot of the year left for some emerging trends to happen, but hey, we shall see. Also, special shout out to our friends at Editor X for making this channel and community possible. Let's get into it. All right, so the first trend is dark mode. You know dark mode, where you can like toggle between a dark UI and a light UI depending on the time of day, or if we want to reduce eye fatigue. That's what we're looking at here. So we're gonna look at a few websites that utilize dark and light mode treatment. So this is I'm Really a T-Rex. That's a cool name. And I'm looking here and I'm presuming it's like a musician's website. First impression here, it looks like there's some interesting animations, text, swipe in, image there, inside of like a Polaroid type thing. Ooh, and then it's masked. The image like kind of reveals and shows as you scroll. Very cool. The scrolling effect is interesting too. Like it's not the standard user experience. It's like kind of got a bit of a, momentum to it. Very cool. I'm Really T-Rex has an outline, a wobbly outline that kind of floats. Very cool. Expressive typography. Really a lot of white space around the type and the text here. Very cool. Animations, kind of scrolly telling they call it, where you scroll and it tells a story, certain things reveal and animate. Changing the cursor is different. We have like a little pink dot with like this trailing dot behind it. That's cool. Expressive typography. So like we've already got a few trends here and we're just gonna be looking at like which mode, like dark and light mode we're in, which I think it's down here. Okay, ticker tape. That's cool. So ticker tape, that's another trend. There's a lot of websites that use ticker tapes. I don't know if it's like Gen Z looked at like old websites with like ticker tapes, or I don't know where they got this and why they thought it was really cool to bring it back, to resurrect the ticker tape, but it's back and I actually really like it. It's like a really cool design. Like this is super nice. Nice typography, lots of white space, cool imagery, and what cool scroll, like hover effects. The product itself has like this floating, like it looks like the website itself is vibing to music, and that's maybe by design. I love it. Okay, so let's find out dark mode. We're in vibe mode right now. Chill mode. That's it. Changes the color scheme. It's still on brand. It's not just going black to white. It's going like this like dark blue to like creamy. Chill mode, vibe mode. I really like it. Now I want to know what jam mode is. Okay, loading. Get your keyboard and speakers right. Oh. I'm assuming here that I get to jam with I'm Really a T-Rex. Now, I'm worried about a copyright strike here, so I'm gonna proceed with caution. Let's go. Music, pause. Let's take this in. Animations. Like this reminds me like a retro, and that's another trend, kind of going retro. This reminds me of like old Flash websites. You know, like Macromedia Flash, like way back when you'd like open a website and it was meant to be like a game where you get to like press buttons and interact with things and use your keyboard for like playing games. Like that was a big thing of like when I was a kid on the internet, like dial-up.
You got mail.
You'd like pull up a website and you'd have to know the website. Like you couldn't just like find it on social media or Google it. You were just like, I'm gonna just type in the website, and your buddies at school would be like, go to this website. And you do that and you see something like this. So it's like really cool. Oh, I like it. He's like skateboarding, listening to music. He's on the boardwalk by the beach and we're gonna jam. So it looks like I can like turn off tracks. So I'm gonna hit play and I'm gonna turn off some stuff. So maybe that will prevent some sort of copyright thing. Turning off vocals. Turning off guitar, bass, keys. So now we only have drums. What if we just turn on the bass, turn off the drums? Maybe we'll just add like the keys in there too. And then like we can play the drums with the keyboard. Okay. Let's do it. Let's jam. I'm Really a T-Rex. Okay. Here we go, ready?
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries. Here we go.
That is so cool. Best website of the day. I know we only looked at like one website, but that was the best website of the day. Okay, light and dark mode. We had expressive typography, animation, scrolly telling. We had all of it in here. So this was awesome. Lots of points for I'm Really T-Rex. Good work. Matthew Fisher, we got a loading screen. Loading up, it's taking a while. I don't like loading screens. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of loading screens. As a 90s kid where you have to like sit and wait for your internet to dial up and you see like the loading bar for everything. Everything was a loading bar. Downloading a song, like 2 megabytes, it took like 10 minutes. Like loading. Do you guys like loading screens? Let me know in the comments. All right, Matthew Fisher. Expressive typography, it's big. We're looking for dark mode here, but again, keep our eye out for some other trends that I haven't told you about yet, so I'll tell you what they are. Art objects, whoa, the logo kind of has like this overlay effect, so you always can read it. Same thing, the scrolling, it takes over the scrolling and lets you, oh yeah, I like that. It's like kind of, it's got a bit of a momentum to it. Eases in and out of the scroll. What? When you hover over the images with your cursor, which is also a custom cursor, that's like kind of a trend as well, taking the cursor and making it whatever you want it to be. You're one step ahead there, Matthew. Good work, very cool. This is neat, between the boundaries of nature and culture. So it's like art, very cool. Expressive, big typography, like a huge amount of screen estate for like a sentence or two. Very cool. Okay, cool effects on the scroll and the hover. It changes the image over hover, that's cool. Typography change. As a musician, I see a typography change like that as like a key change where you go from like one key and then you hit a climax in the song, you change keys. Very cool. So that was like a key change. New York City. And we got a ticker. There's the ticker. So we've got expressive typography, ticker tapes, scrolling animation effects, like certain things. It's very subtle, especially on load. But then where's our dark mode? There it is. And our dark mode, and which is neat. And it also, ooh, it makes all the images black and white too. So everything's in dark. I like that. Well done. Okay, that was great. Next up, we got LK website development. So Leonid Kostetsky, hopefully I got that name right. I probably didn't get it right. My apologies. Okay, so it's a creative director, web development, helping companies build digital products. Really cool. We got expressive typography. We got our dark theme. Brilliant. Cool effect. It has a scrolling effect too. It's a little bit fast for me. Like when I gently touch it, it really moves me and it doesn't lock me to, like it doesn't pin a certain section. Like sometimes when you scroll, you can quickly go to the next section and it'll pin it so that you don't go past it. But in this case, if I'm like, whoa, oh my, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too fast. Slow it down. I'm gonna vomit. Okay, whoa. Look at this. The images have a wobbly effect. That's how I feel when I scroll on this website. Oh my gosh, it's too fast. It's not a good user experience. Slow that down a bit and it'll be top notch. Interesting grid. It's kind of unusual. You know, like things are in different spaces, like, and it's still gonna grid, but very cool. Very brutalist in a sense, which is another trend. Brutalism, and we'll talk about that. In a sense, it's got that brutalist vibe to it. Ticker tape. But it's a ticker tape that also interacts with your scroll, so I can make it go faster based on my scroll. Like, whoa, wow, wow. Subtle animation, like a parallax effect with the business cards and get in touch. And you click on the business card. Oh, and you can move it around. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Well, because this person's highlighting themselves as like, as a developer, you know, like being able to manipulate the front end, like, yeah, it is pretty cool to highlight these things. Kevin C. Whalen, very simple site. It's just like a daily blog about advisory businesses, and very simple treatment for light and dark mode. Really functional, and you can just turn it on, turn it off. It's great. Okay, that was dark mode / light mode. Let's move on to our next trend, which is expressive typography. Now, we've already seen that in these last websites. Any of these websites, you're probably going to see a kind of a mix and match of the trends. So we got the IBM Plex font. It's a typeface, so this is literally selling a font. And so it should just really just be highlighting the font, which it is. Very cool font. A little bit of animation over there. That's cool. Big colors. That's another trend. Just like really unapologetic, massive amounts of like a color, like flat, which is pretty cool. And a little bit of animation there with the type, expressive typography animation. A lot of white space. That's it. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, next, for expressive typography, it's another Foundry selling a typeface. And so this, yeah, as you'd imagine, it's literally just all typography. So you're just communicating and selling the typography, the font. But what's cool is that you can actually play with this. Wow, that's cool. Look at that. You can interact with it, change the line height, letter spacing, font size, backgrounds to see if it's going to work. That was expressive typography. We saw it with I'm Really T-Rex. We saw it with Matthew Fisher, even LK website development. Expressive typography, where the typography tells the story, or is its own element. You're like, instead of looking at an image, you're looking at text, which is like unapologetically taking front and center. Another trend that we're going to be looking at is motion and animation of like 3D elements. I like to call this Animotion. Cheesy. Okay, so like last year, 2021, we saw a lot of flat animations and flat graphics and illustrations and the kind of whimsical people, like with really long arms and stuff. This is going to be more like we see like these literal cool renderings that motion designers create for like animation. So we've got, this is just the 3D kind of image. This one's animated. So we're starting to see that more. We're starting to see more life and more, it's cute, it's fun. Finger spelling, learn the ABCs with American Sign Language. So we got that image back there, that animation, that Animotion. It's that 3D rendering of a hand with like nice lighting on it. Like it's really realistic, but in like a, 3D rendering way. So let's try this and see what's happening. Loading hand tracking. What? I'm right-handed. Let's do level 1. I don't know. So we're gonna learn. Turns on my webcam. What? Okay, I'm gonna move this microphone out of the way just for a second. What? I'm gonna spell A, okay. B-L-E. What? This is so cool. Look at how it's like matching my hand. Oh, that is so neat. Ah, I love it. That's so cool. I'm going to save that. That's my second favorite website today. Next trend, anything Apple is what I'm calling it. Basically, anything Apple does, designers like to follow suit. They don't like to say it, but they like to do it. I'm just going to see how many trends that they have and also how many things that probably people are going to go, whoa, I need to copy that because it's cool. So lots of white space, cool typography, great font. And then the product, when I scroll, it rotates the product so you can actually view it. Cool. And it zooms in. I'm going inside the machine now and I'm going to see what's in. What? Okay, so I went inside the machine to see like an amoeba and like melted caramel. What is it? What? Is that like a robot hand? Okay, so there's robots and melted caramel inside of our Mac Studio. Okay. When I scroll, this is happening. I can control the animation. Okay, we've got like colorful paint splatters, retro, metallic, rotating words, the mountains, and then choose your superpower. Okay, so that's called scrolly telling, where you are scrolling and it's telling a story. So it's giving you a visual representation of like, what's happening here? Something outrageous. Are you really excited? This is going to be amazing. Your creativity is going to be unlocked with this simple M1 Max or M1 Ultra. That's kind of the idea here. So that's scrolly telling, where you get to scroll and actually it tells a story. So that's actually kind of neat. So anything Apple is what I say, like they're probably a trendsetter. They've got a team of designers who are researching and seeing what's cool in the world and what people want, and also creating stuff that other designers are going, yeah, I'm going to try that. All right. Color is another trend that we're seeing, but like unapologetic use of color. Like the whole site's yellow. We just got this yellow background with this big, long, funny finger. Changes to another color as you scroll. We got this scrolling effect as well. This where as you scroll, it changes the layout, the scrolling animations. It's changing the color as I scroll, as you can see. Now there's brutalism and anti-design. If you were to look up like brutalism, or like if you look up one of the two, there's a lot of confusion between the two. Brutalism is rooted in architecture, and it distills like a building down to its basic functions, where you build like a concrete structure with steel beams, and it's just like, it's very grid-like, it's very efficient, and it's, it's brutalist, like it's kind of brutal, and it doesn't really take into account beauty, and like architecture in the traditional sense, where you have these nice archways and like hand-carved statues or embellishments. Brutalism is just like, we're not doing that. It's just keeping it really simple, cost-effective, and just like concrete, grid-like, gray, cold. That's brutalism, and we'll look at some examples. Anti-design is not that, because brutalism actually has function and form. Like, if its beauty is in its like, whoa, that's really kind of harsh, but on purpose. Anti-design is purely rebellious in nature. Anti-design, it just flies in the face of any sort of web standards and conventions and usability and accessibility. I mean, you remember what it was like to be a rebellious teenager. Like you just wanted to do the opposite of what you were told. And I think it has its place in terms of like art, and it's interesting. And it's also interesting to see like into the psyche of like culture. But, I don't think it actually has much of a function in terms of like real, I don't know, like Apple wouldn't do it. They do it ironically maybe, but I don't think it's going to sell computer. But if you're trying to express yourself, I think then it's got a place. Okay, so let's check out plant22.co. This is brutalism. So it's actually kind of nice. It's very grid-like. Even the lines, like they're not hair lines, they're like real thick lines. It's very grid-like. It's very, it's got color. So that's a little bit not quite brutalist, but in a sense, like it's really just like in your face in terms of its like grids, boxes. It's kind of harsh. Even the cursor is this big, thick, outlined circle. I click on that, what happens? Opens up the user interface. It's like everything's really boxy and grid-like and kind of hard, but it's balanced with this like nice kind of color. Now let's look at an anti-design example. So Haraf. This is, wait for it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's meant to be, like it's meant to be like, but it's really cool. Like a lot went into this. Like you can draw on the website and scribble on it and like kind of deface it. When I scroll, it's like horizontal scrolling, and it's got its custom scrolling kind of scroll bar. What is happening? Look at the scroll bar. When I scroll, like it kind of goes up. Like it's really meant to be kind of yucky. But look at this. But look how cool this is though. You can send. Can I send that? I don't know if that sends it or not. I don't know if that actually works. You can do X's and O's with him or her. Oh, they won. Okay, next up we got Apellido and Apellido. This is brutalism. I only see a fortune cookie. What's happening? I think I have to click it. Today, it's up to you to create peace and fullness you long for. Ooh, and it had a gong in the background. Got it. Thanks. Okay, so it just wanted me to open a fortune cookie. That's cool. Like this is brutalism. Like grids, hard lines, scrolling effects. This statue thing follows my cursor. Interesting. There's a video here that I can play.
Apellido and Apellido.
Apellido.
是一个代代相传着有着200年历史的。
Ticker tape. See, I told you, you're going to see this everywhere. Ticker tape. If you want to be a trendy web designer, add a ticker tape today to your website. Very cool. Hudson, Gavin, Martin. This is brutalism as well. Very much like that first one that we looked at. This one. It's pretty similar. Very grid-like colors, but they're gentle colors unless you hover. This is cool. I really like this actually. It's making the, and the typography thick, kind of like Helvetica style sans serif. Yeah, this is cool. Now, another trend that we're going to see is microsites and playfulness. So like being unapologetically playful and creating little micro websites. And that's cool. It's very like retro in a sense. Like when I first learned to make websites and you could just code like basic HTML and inline styles, like you'd create a website like about me or about my band or about my dog or things like that. People are doing that now. Like websites don't have to be this big project. It could just be like, hey, I'm working on a thing. You know, here's a little mini website about it. Vivid and Co. We're storytellers, scrolly telling, okay, expressive typography. And so this is meant to be like microsite and playfulness, but it also incorporates other trends as well. So a lot of playfulness here with this like kind of glassy kind of cube thing. Typography, unapologetic typography. It's in dark mode, so it's kind of got that as well. I like that. Okay, cool. Mill 3. This is kind of in a sense combining what I'm looking at here based on that first scroll. Ticker tapes, anti-design, and this playfulness in a microsite. Like, look at this. Not even like this animation here. It's like you can see the pixels on the outside of the dolphin. And the ticker tapes scrolling, like that's cool. Scrolly telling, scrolling animations. Whoa, a lot of white space, a lot of waiting for what's coming. Ticker tape. Really, really hard to read this. Am I getting this right? Obviously, in terms of accessibility and user experience is not good, but again, we're looking at this too just to see trends in there. Now, one more here. This is cool. This is in a sense microsite. I wouldn't say anti-design because it's very well designed. Microsite, brutalism, grids, it's rounded, so it kind of changes that up a bit. This kind of balances the two. Noisy gradients, that's another trendy thing. Very, very unusual website. Ooh, it's got that 90s kind of retro. That's another trend, is that retro collage thing where you'd like cut out snippets from magazines and like tape it on like a Bristol board or something like that and put it on your wall. That's like what kids are doing now, or designers are doing now. Retro nostalgia. This is something that like younger designers are doing a lot now. This is the Yamauchi number 10 family office. So this is like, I think the creator of Nintendo. Oh, like you could spend a long time on this website. I could just see, it's like playing a game. You scroll and it's this microsite. Oh, wow. It's so neat. That's fun. I can only imagine like what went in to make that. Reading, like you got to read it. If I could translate it, then I could like, it's probably saying like when Nintendo started or something in 1889. Am I getting that right? The legacy. If we could translate that, then it'd be really cool. You're just reading the story. Philosophy. What? Sounds. Oh, about view. Oh, and you can change it too, like an accessibility view. Oh, that's cool. See, now that's neat. So if you're like, I can't read this. Whoa, sound. That's another thing, putting sound in your websites. That used to be like what we used to do a long time ago, but now then they stopped, but now they're like, yeah, let's put it back in. Super cool. Yeah, if you didn't want it to be on this angle, it was hard to read. You could just view it like this and read it. That's cool. Very nice. Retro. Let's see, what do we got? Loading screen. Okay, we're going this is really retro. Like we're going like kind of mid-century style, like it's almost like a magazine selling like mid-century modern furniture. Horizontal scrolling. Really muted, low contrast, a little bit hard on the eyes, but I like it. Marcel Breuer. Ooh, the font weight, that's cool. So I think we're selling a font here. Yeah, this is a Foundry site as well. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, now one more. We've seen this a lot in the last handful of websites we looked at, is creative storytelling with their scrolling. So a lot of creative scrolling. We've seen that in most of these websites. Scrolling effects. It's a big thing that people are doing. All right, let's look at Watch for Whales. I think this is a band. And we've got this like binoculars. And it's like a mask. And you could scroll and kind of see some images in that mask. That's cool. Really cool scrolling effect. Tells a bit of a story. You can kind of see giving a vibe of the brand. Ticker tapes. I don't know how many ticker tapes we saw in this video, but a lot of ticker tapes. Scrolling effect. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Big typography. And this was kind of the main part, that scrolling effect, that scrolly telling. Creative people crew. This, in a sense, is anti-design. Turn on the rock. That's cool. I'm gonna turn that off so we don't get any copyrights. Whoa. So yeah, it's like really anti-design in nature, but also really cool. Horizontal scrolling. Oh, that's cool. Really cool typography. It's meant to be rebellious, its style. I like this minimalist sort of just black, white, and then white, black. The typography, it's all lowercase in the headlines. Spray paint. These guys kind of look like they got a bad attitude. This is cool. Yeah, I like that. And then there's one more here, typography principles. This one won Site of the Day on awards, and very much like interactive. You scroll, it's horizontal, and it tells the story about typography. It's art, like it's artsy. So this is cool because it's like using this like scrolling effects and animations to like teach you about typography and show you typography in action, to show you all about like contrast, hierarchy. So like literally, if you want to learn about typography, you could just go to typography principles.obys.agency, and you can learn all about typography principles in a really cool interactive way. All right, so my quick thoughts on that. I'm curious to see which trends stick around and become staples in the web design space, and which trends just get cast to the wayside because they were just a little bit too crazy, or they fully disregarded user experience and accessibility just for the sake of the rad factor. But that's just what I think. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Which trends did you like? Which trends did I miss? And let me know all about it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you get notified of all of our new videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.